Hey guys, here in a nutshell with me, Ina. Do you guys remember our episode from about a couple of weeks ago tungkol dun sa naging report ng Auditor General sa International Student Program? Well, may action na agad yung IRCC matapos lumabas yung findings at recommendations ng Office of the Auditor General. Specifically, when it comes to temporary residents with expiring permits or visas. Okay, balikan lang po natin, baka hindi po ninyo napanood yung mga episode na yun, ano? Doon po kasi sa naging audit report sa International Student Program, natuklasan doon, no? Basically, na kahit merong mga nire-report na fina-flag na mga international students na non-compliant sa kanilang mga permit, halos hindi ito iniimbestigahan ng IRCC. May binigay na number doon, parang more than 150,000 in a span of 2 years. 4,000 lang yung inimbestigahan, tapos yung 4,000 na yan, hindi pa halos na kompleto ang karamihan dahil daw, hindi naman nakikipag-communicate daw yung estudyanteng kanilang iniimbestigahan. Ano ba yun, di ba? Anyway, ngayon po, ang IRCC sinasabing hindi na nila hahayaan na hindi iniimbestigahan yung mga flag cases tulad niyan. At meron na silang action plan kung tawagin. Yan po ay ipinresenta nila sa mga miyembro ng House of Commons, specifically doon po sa mga miyembro ng Committee on Citizenship and Immigration. Usapan din po nila yan doon sa naging meeting noong April 20, 2026. Kumbaga humingi ng follow-up yung komite tungkol sa ang plano ninyo matapos lumabas itong findings ng Auditor General. Okay, kung dati po, ito madalas nating pag-usapan, di ba? Kung dati ang linya ng IRCC ay kapag ang isang temporary resident ay expired na ang kanilang permit, we expect them to voluntarily leave. Yan ang kanilang linya noon, di ba? Na parang yun na yun. We expect them to do the right thing and exit. Pero as you will see dito sa ipe-play ko po sa inyo mga sound bites nung taga-IRCC doon sa meeting, iba na yung kanyang tono. Ang sinasabi niya doon, hindi naman po pwede na ganun-ganun lang. Okay, we can't just expect everybody to do the right thing, right? Parang meron siyang ganyang linya, no? By the way, this official from IRCC is new sa IRCC. Nabanggit niya parang wala pa yata siyang isang buwan na nakaupo bilang Deputy Minister ng Department of Citizenship and Immigration, si Mr. Ted Gallivan. I will be sharing with you a number of his statements doon po sa committee meeting sa House of Commons. Bibigyan ko na kayo ng gist, baka inip na kayo, no? Kung dati, di ba, parang kumbaga hinahayaan lang nila kapag expired ang permit, halos wala namang maririnig itong mga temporary resident with expiring or expired permits sa IRCC unless someone reports on them. Maybe there is a chance that IRCC will get in touch with them. Apart from that, parang wala namang paramdam ang IRCC. Ngayon, ang sinasabi po ng ahensya, magkakaroon sila ng mekanismo. Una sa lahat, by May daw, sometime in May, they will now be able to identify people, temporary residents, hindi lang po students, who are facing expiring permits. Malapit nang mag-expire yung permits. Pag na-identify na raw nila po lahat yan, makakaroon din sila ng mekanismo, which they are working on, they said, no? Na tatawagan, i-email, basta makikipag-communicate daw sa mga taong ito na, ano na ang status mo, ikaw ba ay aalis na, bakit nandito ka pa? Okay? Hindi po yan deportation order, hindi po yan deportation process. Kumbaga, parang ang pinapalabas nila, parang gentle reminder to enforce voluntary exit. Yan po ang kanilang sinasabi. They will do this specifically to those na makitaan na lang pa-expire na yung permits, tapos wala pang bagong permit na nakuha. Kasi what does that tell you, di ba? Ibig sabihin, mawawalan na siya ng legal status once that permit expires. Parang ganun. So yun, binigyan ko na kayo ng glimpse, ha? Let me play the sound bites para mismong diretso sa IRCC ninyo ito makarinig. And this is from the hearing, again, April 20, 2026. Official source po ito, ha, mula mismo sa House of Commons website. You guys can access this yourselves. Okay? Yung meeting tumagal ng 2 oras. Obviously, hindi natin ipi-play ng buo. Pero namarkahan ko na yung mga dapat kong iparinig sa inyo. Okay? Nandito rin guys yung Auditor General. Ayan. Nandito rin yung presidente ng CBSA, si Ms. Erin O'Gorman. Later on, I will also have a soundbite to play for you from Ms. O'Gorman. Umpisahan natin first soundbite na ipe-play ko mula doon sa Auditor General. Maikli lang po ito. Kasi meron din palang finding doon sa audit report na when it comes to students with expired permits, okay? Malaking porsyento rin daw pala ng mga students na dapat ay umexit noong 2024 ay hindi umexit, hindi umalis. Nandito pa rin. Okay? Sige, let me play that for you, no? Kasi related naman yan dito sa sinasabing action plan ng IRCC.
We found that the Immigration Department did not collaborate with the agency to identify whether students with expired permits had left Canada. Using the Immigration Department's available data, we worked with the Canada Border Services Agency and found that only about 40% of the 39,500 students required to leave in 2024 had in fact left the country.
Okay. That is the reason, no? Nagigess niyo kung bakit ito rin palang unang soundbite na pinlay ko. Because it puts into context yung idea kung bakit hindi tama yung nasa isip ng IRCC na umaalis lang ng kusa yung mga taong may expired permits. Hindi. Kasi doon lang sa kanilang sample noong 2024, sa students, 40% of those who are supposed to leave did not leave. Nangako rin ang IRCC na sila na ay makikipag-coordinate ng mas mabuti sa CBSA tungkol dito sa mga taong basically mawawala ng status. Okay? Kasi yan din po, narinig niyo no, isa po yan sa mga pinapoint out ng Auditor General. They're not like working with each other in ensuring compliance sa mga permits. Okay? O sige, ito na. Pumunta na ngayon tayo sa IRCC. No? Again, this is Deputy Minister Ted Gallivan.
Will say that the negative findings, in particular the lack of follow-through on fraud, are unacceptable. We've submitted management action plans to this committee, so hopefully you have that, at least with the clerk of the committee. For me, it was important that all of those actions will be completed in calendar 2026. It's important for us to address these quickly.
O ayun na, narinig nyo. Meron na daw silang action plan, management action plan. Ito po yung mas mahabang explanation. Okay?
My first question is for you, Deputy Minister. Can you share with us what your department's response to the feedback shared in the Auditor General's report, and what steps will your department be taking to address these concerns?
I think I'll start with, managing the expiration of a visa. Because there are rules around the visas, not just for students, but more generally. In 2023, IRCC started warning students up front. An overstay has repercussions, including up to a 5-year ban from readmittance to the country. And back to my earlier response, I know I've asked the team to start pilot work around aggressively managing the end of the visa as a management control. And so we've got IT work underway. By the end of May, we'll have an indicator in the system indicating whether somebody is present in the country or not. Found it surprising that we hadn't previously had that, but we're going to have that indicator. And that's just a step in terms of changing the culture and our operational priorities around letting people know their obligation to depart Canada when their visa expires, and this is beyond student visas, then kind of just in time. And again, we have yet to learn, is it 2 weeks before, is it a month before, but communicating with people, and does phone work, does text work, how do you do it? But encouraging them to say, if you don't have another status in Canada, you ought to leave, and there are consequences, and kind of purifying the list. Because, the OAG did talk about the handoff to CBSA, but we don't want to send them a list of 100,000 people for removals when a lot of work needs to be done. First, to encourage people to do the right thing in the first instance. Second, to kind of nudge and get them to do it. And then finally, get the list down to a core number where perhaps an enforced removal is necessary.
Ayun. Okay, yun. It's quite clear, no, kung ano yung plano nila. let us go back to some of the terms that he used. Ano. Basically, they will be encouraged to leave and warned about the consequences if they do not leave. Kung hindi rin sila lalo na makahanap ng ibang permit. Okay? Meron ding binabanggit dyan eh. They will do it a number of times. At kung talagang nandito pa rin, okay, at wala pang clear plan to exit the country, then that person, for example, will end up on a list na yun ang ipapasa sa CBSA, and then CBSA will act on that list. Ganon ang mangyayari. No? Kasi nga, it makes sense naman, ano, sinabi niya, hindi naman pwedeng lahat na lang na nakita namin, ipapahanap namin sa CBSA. Kumbaga, they also have to do their part in enforcing compliance. Basically, that's what they're trying to say. And changing the culture. Kumbaga, moving forward, ganito na ang mangyayari. Okay, there will be a system wherein kapag malapit nang mag-expire at wala pang nakikitang bagong permit na na-issue sa'yo, uumpisahan ka nila ng kalabitin na, ano na, okay ka pa ba? O, kung mawawalan ka ng permit, remember, you gotta go. If not, you will face consequences like, being banned for 5 years or kung ano man ang posibleng consequences of overstaying. Totoo lang ako, I like how he is explaining things, as opposed dun kay Immigration Minister. At least humarap siya for the first time dito, I think, at meron siyang dalang bit-bit na plano. Okay. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyong soundbite niya na sinasabi niyang, we can't just rely on them to do the right thing, diba? Which is very far from the position of IRCC before. Okay, let me play that for you.
To do the right thing ultimately is the right thing, but to get people to do that can sometimes be a lot more easier said than done. So what are some steps that you would take to encourage people to do the right thing?
Well, the first is you can't rely on people doing the right thing totally. And so there has to be a consequence past that,
Yeah.
actually. And so we have to make sure that there's a full continuum from telling people the rules to reminding them nicely to reminding them forcefully. And then we have to ensure there's a follow through. And I know the CBSA has made efforts to increase enforced removals. And so, part of it is the threat of no return visa. And so, to be really candid and direct, we have to make sure that that's a real threat. We have to make sure that IRCC is applying that rigorously, and then use that to kind of nudge people to do the right thing. And
Narinig niyo yung sinabi niya, no? We can't rely on them to do the right thing. Diba? Very far from what we heard from previous immigration officials. Okay, ang sabi niya, kailangan i-incentivize sila to do the right thing. At sabihan sila, ito ang mangyayari. Okay? And hindi lang doon matatapos, hindi lang warning. Kailangan makita nila na talagang may enforcement na mangyayari yung sinasabi ninyong mangyayaring consequences. Diyan na ngayon papasok yung CBSA. I'm sure your next question is, sige, ito na ang CBSA. Kaya ba nila yan i-enforce considering ang kanilang limited sources? Kasi madalas din po natin, di ba, pag-usapan dito na ang CBSA, yes, they are increasing yung removal orders, yung enforcement mo ng removal orders or deportations. But they admit, meron talaga silang prioritization. At kung tutuusin, hindi po masyado priority kung simpleng overstaying case. Ang priority po nila, syempre nga naman, understandably, ay foreign nationals who commit crime. Also, yung may mga failed asylum claims. Okay? Diyan pa nga lang po, guys, marami po silang hindi pa mahanap. So, ang tanong ninyo, paano kaya matututukan kaya ng CBSA itong bagong mekanismo kung saan ipapasa ngayon sa kanila ng IRCC yung clear list ng mga taong overstaying? Tinanong si CBSA President Ms. Erin Gorman. At ito po ang kanyang sinagot.
How will your agency prioritize follow-up, and how does the international student population fit within broader enforcement priorities that the CBSA might have?
What makes the work that IRCC is doing that Mr. Gallivan has outlined so important. So CBSA prioritizes serious inadmissibilities, war crimes, serious criminality, terrorism. We also prioritized failed asylum claimants, and then everybody else. And so we have people that will move between those categories. Most students are genuine, and I think will remove themselves off the basis of the work that's being discussed today. Some have come for the wrong reason, and they may find themselves in our serious inadmissibility category. But every year we do remove individuals who are out of compliance with their immigration status as a matter of course. And so we'll continue to do that.
Okay, what do you think about her answer, ano? Sa akin lang, no, it sounds like they will continue to prioritize those na sinasabi niyang merong serious inadmissibility. Okay, which is again just right. Those engaged, sabi niya, war crime, terror crime. So medyo nasa baba pa rin, no? Kung prioritization lang ang pag-uusapan. Medyo nasa baba pa rin ang mga yun, understandably, ang mga overstaying. But then, she did assure na ongoing pa rin ang removals naman, kahit sa mga kasong yun. Okay? But let me know what you guys think. Reminder, may binitawan po si IRCC Deputy Minister Gallivan earlier. This goes beyond international students.
And our operational priorities around letting people know their obligation to depart Canada when their visa expires. And this is beyond student visas. Beyond student visas.
So ito pong pinag-uusapan natin na action plan na kanilang ika-craft is not only for international students facing expiring permits. I think it's safe to assume that even those on work permits, okay, i-check na rin po nila. Wala pa po ako nakikitang mismong kopya ng action plan. Sa ngayon, ang narinig lang po natin, merong kopya yung mga miyembro ng Committee on Citizenship and Immigration. If it comes out on social media or uploaded by anybody, any one of them in the coming days, syempre, himayin din natin yan, ano? For now, we'll end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!